On this set of films on the TCP/IP protocol stack, the second film is about IP addressing, and we will have a look at the difference between IP version 4, version 6, and also have a look at some MAC addresses. So first of all, let's look at the slide that we have looked at in film number 1, which is what MAC addresses and IP addresses are. MAC addresses, they are unique to the computer, and it will follow the computer wherever the computer is. So if I have my computer at home, it will have the MAC address, the same MAC address as when I go to work and connect to the network there. The IP address, however, is an address that points to where the device is. So I will have one IP address when I'm at home. When I take my computer with me, go to work, I will have a different IP address showing that I'm now at work and not at home anymore. I can compare it to my social security number, which is unique to me, and it will always follow me wherever I go, while the address that I'm at will change wherever I move around, or wherever I am at the moment. So if I'm at work, I have one address, and if I'm here at home, I have another address. The MAC address is, as mentioned earlier, a unique identifier for a network interface card. So it's for a network card. So my PC actually has two MAC addresses, one for the wired network card and one for the Wi-Fi card, and it also has one for the Bluetooth. So there I have 3 MAC addresses on my computer. So one address for each network card. So it's given by the manufacturer during the production of the network card. Sometimes you will see it as an Ethernet hardware address, the hardware address, adapter address, and physical address. And for example, my MAC address here for my 802.11, that's my wireless card, has this MAC address here, while the wired network interface card has that address. So the first half of the address is the manufacturer ID, so I can tell who made the network card. And there's the unique identifier, or a serial number if you like, following from the manufacturer. The IP address has 2 main purposes. It is to identify which node it is, so which device is it, and also where is it. And there are 2 versions available, version 4 and version 6. And one example here of the version 4 and number 6 example there. You see that the version 6 is a longer address. But if anyone say to you, my IP address is this and that, it goes without saying that it's version 4 you talk about. So let's talk a bit more about the IP version 4. It was defined back in 1981, so it's quite a few years old. And it's a 32-bit address. And back at the 1981, they thought that 32-bit addressing was more than enough, and they didn't want to use too much space in the packet for the addressing. So therefore, they found out that 32 bits is enough. So 32, it's 4 times 8, so it's 4 bytes of address. The number of addresses then adds up to about 4.3 billion addresses. We have about 7 billion people on the earth. So as I guess you see that the number of available addresses are not by far many enough. I guess myself that I hold at any moment about 10 IP addresses. I have one for my computer, one for my cell phone, I have one for my alarm system, my Apple TV is connected to the internet, also my alarm system, my cable TV box, and so on and so on. Even my car is connected to the internet when I'm parked outside my home. So I I myself use 10, so of course there's not enough addresses by far. So you have 4.3 available and about 4 billion truly available, because there are some reserved addresses. So as mentioned earlier, 32 bits, of course 32 zeros and ones. When they are presented to us, they are presented in groups of 8 bits, and it's presented as a decimal number. So it's a number that between 0 and 255. Because 2 to the power of 8 is 256, and if you have only ones you have 255, and only zeros you have 0. So from 0 to 255 there are 256 numbers. IPv6 is supposed to replace IPv4, but there have been workarounds so that the 4.3 billion addresses, we don't run out of addresses anymore because we have found workarounds. However, the address here is increased to 128 addresses, 138 to 28 bits, which makes more addresses than there are actually grains of sand on the earth. So there are more than enough addresses available now. But the version 6 is used mainly for backbone purposes and so on. While inside a company or inside a LAN, we can still use the IPv4 addresses, which is a shorter address.